Hi, this is Mucker671 and welcome to my channel. This time I'm doing the second part of the Chertsey Laleham stretch, and I started off in the little car park by the bridge that I'm stood on here at Chertsey Bridge, went downstream, and this time we're going upstream a little way up to Laleham. So today I'll be starting underneath the M3 motorway bridge. It's the first real accessible bit of parking here on the Thames here at Laleham. It's okay. The parking's all right. The council have tried to stop it by putting some bollards. At least I think it's the council. I'm not sure. They don't really look like they've been put in by the council, but hey ho. Yeah. So this set of bollards here. There's a black one on the right hand side. You can actually drive through that gap there. It's I got my Ford Focus through plus 2 feet, and on the end of the run here, where this black car is on the right hand side, there's about 1.5 foot gap as I squeeze my Ford Focus in there. I'd like to mention just quickly that this place can be quite, what's the word, abused, I suppose, a little bit. It gets a little bit smelly sometimes, you know. No, I'm not really going to say it, but you know what I mean, and you know who I mean, I think. So just be aware, you know, when you pick your swim, make sure that it's a nice clean swim. Now, I'm not going to need many arrows pointing to the last swim that I was in on this video. If you're getting used to my videos, you'll see that happen a few times. They're all very close together, but there is a couple of swims towards the end that I will point out to you with arrows. So this stretch is actually really nice, very wide. It's very clean bottom again, as per usual for this sort of area. There's lots of overhanging trees slightly higher up. It's a great area for roach at the end of the season. I think it's decent as well in the sort of beginning of the season as well, a little bit, but it's one of those ones where you can cast out with a feeder, or you know, flick maggots out, that type of thing, and do waggler fishing. It's very good for that sort of thing. There are a lot of small fish, but you can wade through them sometimes. Personally, I like to use the same method all over the Thames for the chub especially, but there's carp here, Barbel. I've not had any carp. My mate's lost a couple, but I've had some decent chub from here, always under the trees. Yeah, so it's a fishy paste trick, you know, fishy paste, really high oil blended trout pellet, finely blended, made into a really sticky paste, wrap around the hook, weight and the bait, and make sure it's about a walnut size around the hook and bait, and Bob's your uncle. Now, this bridge that we're parked under, it can be an absolute godsend in the winter, obviously. Plenty of cover. The wind does whistle through, so it's not exactly any milder at all, but it really is a good spot in the winter just to get out of the rain, that type of thing, if necessary. If you keep your eyes on the far bank as we go through this journey, you'll see there's lily pads. There's some here directly in front of us. There's little spots that are tucked away from the main flow, which obviously there isn't much at the moment, but tucked away. Up past the bridge here especially, there's a couple of spots. You'll see a nice big indentation. I think it's the second swim up from where we are now. You can see where the black car is. Just opposite there, that's where my friends lost a couple of decent sized carp. We've had some good runs from that opposite bank. Remember to back lead, obviously. Make sure you use good back lead system. You can see why the roach love it up here as well. I mean, look at the overhanging trees. As we go further up, you'll see it's amazing up the top, especially in the winter, believe it or not. The water can be gin clear. You fish underneath the trees for the large perch. You get little perch, large perch, smaller pike. There's decent pike there as well, by jigging underneath all the tree limbs, literally from the bank. You can reach straight from the bank. There's another method that I like to use as well, and that's drop shotting. That's my favourite method underneath the trees. You can basically keep your weight perfectly still on the bottom, and your little tiny, I use a little Leatherstone eel for instance, you can just keep them dead still, and you don't actually have to move the lure around at all. Just vibrate it in the same spot underneath all these little limbs, and it can be quite good for the perch. The swim that we've just left that had the large black pontoon next to it, That's very, very good underneath the overhanging trees, but you really do need a bit more water. There's just not enough water to fish anywhere near under the trees. Maybe get away with just at the tip of the trees, but it is so far away from the trees, the water, there's probably no point really. Hopefully you can see what I mean about the nice alcoves and indentations of the trees on the opposite bank there. There's some lovely, lovely setback areas, really worth casting into. I would advise do a cast with no bait on or anything, reel it in to see if you get a snag, because you want to be a couple of foot off the bank, but sometimes you can get trees that overhang, and so you'll sit there for a couple of hours with a bait and it won't actually be on the bottom, it'll just be snagged. So take one test cast, clip up, cast out again, obviously unclip, ready for the runs. So getting towards the end of the swims that are fairly close together in a line, so what I'll be doing in a bit is I'll be walking back to the car and going up to the next part of Laleham, up to Laleham, I can't remember what it's called, Laleham car park. I've got all the information at the end of this vid for you there, it'll all be on video. And there's another section up there which is really well renowned for the roach fishing and chub, but it can get quite busy, so pick your day on that one. But it's only up the road here literally, so give it a couple of minutes and we'll be up there. So I think most of you know by now, if you've watched my videos, I'll be ending this with a little bit of music, with lots more information coming up on the parking up was it upriver? Yeah, upriver a little bit, sorry. Bit of parking and lots more sort of views of the swims up that way. So what I'll do, leave you a bit of music in the background, hope you enjoy it, and I'll speak to you in a bit. So the parking charges are a bit confusing. It says £15 between Friday and Monday, but I spoke to the council and they seem to think it's over the weekend and that pays for all your parking. I'd check with the council first before you come. There is a number on the sign. There's a little bit of information to give you towards the end of this vid, so I'll be showing you that. But I'd just like to say thank you very much to all the people who've been messaging and subscribing and hitting the like button. I really appreciate it. It really helps my channel. I'm nearly at 1,000 subscribers, so that's my target. So thank you very much. If you haven't checked me out already, check out my YouTube channel, click on my icon with me holding the barbel, and have a look at my playlist. I've got loads and loads and loads on the River Thames. I've got a bit on the River Wye, one on Ireland, which is a bit weird, but hey ho, what can you do? Planning on doing lots more in the next year or two. I've also made a few videos of me boat fishing at sea. They're a bit of a laugh and a little bit rude and sometimes quite funny, to be honest with you, but it's three lads known each other all our lives, so we can get away with murder basically. So if you'd like to check that out on my channel as well, that's under Sea Fishing Fun, I think. Yeah, check me out, and thank you very much for watching.